Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 2 of the week of Zen. We're counting down the top 5 best and worst tables in Zen Pinball 2, 5 videos in 5 days. If you missed day 1, then click this annotation right here to go back and get the breakdown on the tables selected at number 5. The 5th worst table went to Fear itself, and the 5th best table went to Plants vs. Zombies. So let's get on with day 2, which features the tables selected at number 4. Here's Groovy Gorgar with the selections.
Oh boy, Excalibur. One of the early tables made by Zen Studios. At first, this seems like almost a pretty decent table. It has solid ideas, including the stone spinner, a center sword ramp, and an amusing battle arena up top. There's some interesting missions where you go to hunt evil beasts or slowly take a battering ram to a door. There's not much that makes the table incredible, but what's so wrong with it? Simply put, Excalibur is completely hindered by its aesthetic. The table, to be frank, is easily one of the ugliest. Where do I start? Let's start with the characters drawn on the center. Let's see, we got a Teen Titans Raven? Yeah, smirking as she watches King Arthur take on the Emperor of the Fire Kingdom. And on top of that is Disney's Brave. Yeah, like, what the hell did I walk into? It's like an especially bad page out of Ready Player One or some really bad fanfiction. Well, if we look outside of that, we see a few Celtic patterns. Wait, did I say a few? Because I meant there are billions of Celtic patterns everywhere. Hey, here's a cool ramp. What should we put on it? How about some Celtic patterns? What about this ramp? That's obviously begging for red Celtic patterns. Ugh. And then, to top it off, there's this crossbow. It looks cool, and I bet it does nifty stuff. However, when you install a piece of the table that covers a corner next to the flippers, that makes it really hard to read the ball's speed, you've given me an obstacle that seems really unnecessary. On some tables, a character can jump in the way, and that's not fun. But this dumb crossbow never leaves. Excalibur is just one of few medieval tables, so if you have an itch for knights and quests, go check out the other two. Epic Quest is another older table, but is super goofy as you help a knight claim victory amidst quirky one-liners.
Bad country! Let's stop here!
You help him gain glory and fame by defeating villains like bats. And, Dracula. Is that Shrek?
What are you doing in my swamp?
It's silly, but it works, and has charm, and a very simple working design. You can also check out the very new Castle Storm, which has you training your medieval armies to take out Vikings and dragons. It can be deceivingly hard at times, but it's super satisfying stopping pillagers with a mighty pinball. Either Epic Quest or Castle Storm should be considered before purchasing Excalibur and all its Celtic patterns. Ugh.
Great evil stirs, Master. The Sorcerer Supreme is needed.
By the hoary hosts of Hoggoth, Wong, the battle of our lives awaits.
Benedict Cumberbatch and his first superhero movie may be a ways away, but Doctor Strange, the pinball table, is already a great introduction to the character. Right off the bat, the design is super fun, but not in the way. Shumagorath, the god of chaos, power, and Japanese pornography, sits in the back watching you. Doctor Strange stands in the middle to the side, where he can judge you amidst his crazy spells.
By the 12 moons of Munapur!
And finally, Baron Mordo, the funniest named villain to exist, plays with a sword in the corner where you barely notice him. The actual flow of the table is very slick, as the primary goal is to run the ramps the best you can and open up the gates. This is a very fun blend of simplicity and Zen Studio zaniness. Simply put, The main point is just to pound the gates until they light up, drop the ball in, and fight the baddie inside. This is a great way to cram several villains into the table, but make most of them easily accessible. I think my favorite part is where Zen Studios' trademark Crazy gets involved. In Doctor Strange's case, it's the ramps. Each time the ball makes its way up the ramps, the paths magically change. This mixes up your attention. Usually, it's easy to see where your ball goes and plan for where it lands, but since the paths change all the time, it requires a lot more attention to predict their next stop. Combine that with the Eye of Agamotto's center of the table, Doctor Strange's amusing banter,
Will nothing counter this sorcery? What is this? Someone dares inhabit my physical form? Where are the defenders when I need them?
and surprising difficulty at times. And the Doctor Strange table is pretty damn fun and simple, and it comes highly recommended.